have begun the temperament testing for Purely Poodles' 7-week-old purebred litter. Being that I'm so close to the breeder, it's been very important that I've stayed pretty removed from this litter. Aside from hosting their socialization event at the Orvis store, I have not engaged with these pups too much so I can remain unbiased while temperament testing them. All of them did great, but I'd be lying if I said this pup wasn't my favorite from the day. The test I do is a 10-part checklist, and it is inspired from the Valhard aptitude test. The Valhard test is a great temperament test, but there are elements of it that I simply don't feel comfortable doing with puppies. Even though I'd love to gauge the temperament of these puppies, it's very important that I still have a positive impact on what they're learning in this moment. The first thing I do is get in and see how quick it takes for the pup to come over to me. Next thing I do is walk around and see how the puppy follows me. Now I'm doing an elevation test to see how the puppy does being held above the ground. After this, I'll do a restraint test where I simply just lay her back in my arms. And next I will touch on her paws, her ears, and check her bite. And the Valhard test, they have you pinch toes to see how fast they respond to pain and hold them down on the ground. But again, those are a couple of the things that I'm not comfortable with. So we've adjusted them to be something where I can still gauge temperament without creating a bad association for them. Good girl. Next, we see sound sensitivity, so her breeder is over by our vehicles with a couple water dishes that she's clanging together so we can see how the puppy responds. Yeah, she doesn't care at all. No. Give me one bang. One big bang. Yes, good girl. Next, we're going to check on retrieving instincts, and that was pretty cute to start with. I first like to get the puppies a little bit excited about the toy, so they're tracking it and wanting to engage with it. And this is a great way to see just where they are starting out on their very first retrieves. If you can't tell, I'm absolutely elated with this part of the test. This is looking good, though. Now we check sight sensitivity by opening up an umbrella. I'm doing it slowly as to not scare her and doing it a few times to see how she responds each time. Obviously, she's absolutely adorable. At the end, I'm going to lay it down and let her inspect it. But again, as a temperament tester, I do want to see what these dogs are like responding to things for the first time, but I can also set them up for success in their training journey.